What's up, guys? There's We're back for another episode of the Multiversal Podcast. I'm with my guy Doug. Um, we're in a bit of a streak right now because of Moon Knight. So this
Yep.
episode we're gonna talk about Moon Knight, episode 3, 4, and 5. By that time, those episodes are out. We're still waiting for the last one, which is the finale. But yeah, I mean, episode 3, 4, and 5, like so far, like for me, Moon Knight has been like the first two episodes they started good, and then I feel like it's going down a bit. We reach where we see more of that duality between Mark and Steven, but we don't know yet why it's happening. We see a bit more about Ethan Hawke's character, when they go into the pyramids and all. And what I find cool about all this is like we actually saw the gods.
Hold on. Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I mean, by this time,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, we see the gods. We see a bit more about ancient Egypt, if we can say like that.
Yep.
I find that very cool, very cool. But I mean, it's still, I think they hyped it up too much again.
Yeah.
I think they hyped it up too much, like so far. And like I had expectations for the series to be better than Loki, and so far it's like ish. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so far I wouldn't say it's better than Loki. I am enjoying it. So up to episode 5 right now, like I find where you said like you found episode 1 and 2 were good, and then it was kind of on a downhill. I'm kind of the reverse actually. So the first two episodes, like I liked the first two. It was confusing. There was a lot going on, but episodes 3, 4, and 5 I found gave us like more to chew on, I guess you could say, like more to think about. Because in episode, I think it's at the end of episode 4, we see, again, spoilers, Mark and Steven get shot by Harrow in the tomb, which is where Amit's like doll is. I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, so when they woke up and they were in the duat, I thought that was actually really cool and kind of different. I was thrown off by it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But like I've read a couple books before that were like a Rick Riordan series. So he did like the Lightning Thief and stuff, like Percy Jackson, but he had an Egyptian side to it, and they're actually pretty good books if you guys like ancient like theology and stuff, like
mythology.
Mythology. Sorry, theology. Jesus. They're good reads. So that's the thing. Like when we got to see to win it was actually pretty neat because like I had read about it beforehand. For a second, I was watching, like, I fucking know her, but like I couldn't remember. I had to look it up. But I thought it was cool to see the gods in the third episode. It was different to see them as like
Avatars.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like that. I like the concept of it, but it wasn't something that I was like, expecting to see Osiris, and it's like some dude in a suit with like a receding hairline. I was like, bro,
Yeah. No,
so I mean, I can't knock it, but it's cool. It's definitely a different take. Also, like, if you read the comics, like I haven't really read anything on Moon Knight, but I mean we've done a bit of research, and in episode 4, I think it is, there's a point where like Mark's in control, and then all of a sudden like he blacks out and he wakes up and he's like a bunch of people dead just on top of, he's not on top of one of the pyramids, but they're in Cairo somewhere, and he goes, he's like, Steven, what did you do? And he's like, that wasn't me. So they're hinting already at Jake, what's his last name?
It's Jake
Lockley. Yeah, Jake Lockley. So they're already hinting at that. I've seen a couple of like clips from comic books and stuff, and it's Spider-Man, and it's like, okay, Steven, then it's like, oh, it's Mark here. It's like, oh yeah, okay, Mark, and then it's like, oh, it's Jake. So it's like, so the fact that he's got 3 means there's definitely gonna, like, they're teasing it more and more as we see, and it's cool, but I find it's kind of like a cop out when like he's in a tough situation,
and then you see like,
oh, what happened? And he's like, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I was like, oh, okay. So how the fuck did he get out of it? They did the same thing in the first episode. I think it was when he's driving the truck, and then so it was Steven driving the truck
Oh
at that
yeah,
point. We
yeah.
didn't even know Mark existed yet, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, we knew he existed, but like,
But I think then it was Mark.
yeah,
Or
it was Mark.
so it was Mark who like.
Yeah, who like took over when
Okay.
he's driving the truck.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand. It.
But regardless, I think like as a film like maker, I guess you could say, I feel like it was kind of a cop out. Just like it's like, okay, he got out of it. It's fine. He's gonna survive. We'll talk about that more a little bit later on. But overall, I find I'm kind of the opposite. I wasn't huge on the first 2 episodes, and I found it got better in the last 3 because it's making you think more. And I'm kind of hoping that they don't like, you know, often Marvel's like, okay, we're going to tie it into another character. We're going to tie it into another series. That's like, okay, they're going to like interlock somewhere. I'm kind of happy that they didn't do that. I know that's kind of hypocritical of me to say because in Hawkeye, I wanted to see Spider-Man at the end. But like in this case, like I don't want to see anything else. I just want to like keep it for what it is. And yeah, anyway.
But that's the thing, like it doesn't feel like the series are in the same world as the Avengers.
It doesn't.
That's my like my point. Like you see like all these happening and everything. You see like a guy in a white suit fighting something, but you don't feel like you feel like it's like I mean, you saw Daredevil, the Netflix.
Yep.
You feel
I didn't finish it, but I watched I don't remember. I know that I watched the first full season, and I think most of the second. I might have finished it. I can't remember. Anyway.
But yeah, like you feel it's like in the same like universe, like parallel where there's only them. That's
more like that. Yeah.
Mainly what I didn't like, and also the like, and we talked about it in the first episode. Like, yeah, I love how Steven and Mark, they like, it's like a tennis match. They both play, but at some point, Steven got on my nerves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that like.
Really? Oh my god.
Like that nerdy, you know, like, and I
like he's a geek in the sense he's like,
yeah,
oh, you know, like piss off, mate. I'm gonna take over the body and I'm gonna show you what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And also the part where you see like the mommy coming out and he gets all scared. Like, you know, I don't know, in the episode, that's episode 4 when they're in the tomb.
Oh, and they're in the tomb.
Yeah, you know, that also I was like, bro, like you don't want to deal with that, like change to Mark, you know. The other thing, I don't know if it's I think it's in episode 3. I love the visual effects. Like we saw Khonshu like physically, but you know, when he starts like moving the stars.
Oh yeah,
that was
episode
3.
Yeah,
before,
3. You're right. You're right. Yeah, before they enter the tomb. Yeah, that was sick.
Like the just the visual effects. It looks good.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen, other than in the movies, another like TV series or Disney series that looks that good, you know.
Yeah, I think I agree. They did a really good job, especially with that scene in particular, like when he's like moving the stars, because you see it's Steven at that point, like in the suit, and he's doing the same thing. And then even in episode 5, I think it is, when they're going back through, like they're in the asylum, so they're looking at like memories and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like, but that's the thing. One of the scenes, like they're looking in on like that memory of them like moving the stars, and it looked so good. It was like a still image of it. I was like, oh fuck yes, they did such a good job.
Yes.
Sorry, on that, like what I was saying, like them walking through the asylum, going through all the memories, bro. Oscar Isaac deserves an award for that shit.
Yo, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Like, yo, I don't know, like I'm not an actor and you are, so that's like the question is how hard. I know it's hard playing one character, playing emotions for one person. How hard was it for him to play 2 characters, and like, because we saw Steven having like, I wouldn't say pain, I would say more like he was surprised of those feelings of what he was seeing, and then you have Mark who's in pain, you know. And I know they filmed first like a shot for Mark and then for Steve, but how hard is it for you guys or for actors to like, like switch those feelings?
Yeah.
It's,
Well, like the fact that he was doing it all at once at certain moments, like there's a scene where he's like, okay, he's like, all right, Steven, you're in, and he's looking at a mirror, I think, and then all of a sudden he's like, cheers, thanks, mate. Like to switch like that is fucking impressive in my opinion, because you have to like, I guess I'm like, maybe I'm going like a little too deep into like acting and stuff, but like you're really changing your mindset. Because Mark was like, if you got to look at their history, like Mark was like a mercenary, like
oh yeah,
guerrilla warfare kind of thing, like he was killing people for a living. Whereas like,
military and shit.
yeah, whereas like if you look at Steven's background, he works at a museum. He's just like a clerk, you know what I mean? Like he's never done anything like that. So as an actor, like looking on the perspective of having to do two characters almost at the same time, having to switch back and forth like that, it's pretty impressive to see. Just the fact that it's like you're jumping, like you're literally jumping between two mentalities. It's like literally being like pissed off at work to like, then, oh hey, how's it going? How are you today? You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't happen. It doesn't click like that. Again, you have to realize like it's a difference between like playing a character and like being reality. That's the whole idea of like method acting. It's like if you get too deep into a character, well, it can take over. So I mean, I think Oscar Isaac is a talented enough actor to be able to just turn it on and off like that. And we definitely saw that in this. So
yeah, no, for sure, because I was like dead ass impressed. Like you said it, like Mark is the kind of a tough guy and the other one is more sensible. To just be able to switch it in scenes, for me it was like wow. And talking about visual effects, like we saw Tawaret at the end of episode 4 into 5, and like she looked good for.
Yeah, the visual effects were sick. Like, were really fucking good.
And even when they're like, because at this point they shut down, like,
yeah,
Mark is dead, and we see like she's riding on the field of reeds. Yeah.
When he's in the field of reeds. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. You see the boat and everything. Like it was super cool. I don't know. I haven't seen like a show that put so much visual effects. It was nice to see, and also the end of that show. I think it broke my heart.
Of like, episode 5.
Yeah, like you see Mark, you see Steven who falls, and then gets like freeze, and then you see Mark who's like, oh, you're at peace, and you just see like you can see he just calms down. I found that like for what he was, super nice, One night.
Well, that's the thing. Like to me, in episode 5, so they're going through the memories, and it's like, oh, like what happens in that room, like because so we find out, like we kind of find out the creation of Steven. You know what I mean? So we see that Mark's little brother died. He drowned in a cave because the mother always told him, look, yeah, you guys can go to the cave, but like don't go in if it's raining.
Exactly.
Right. So and then sure enough, they go in when it's raining and the water level rises too high, and Steven goes in like trying to save them. You know what I mean? Boys, get out! Boys, get out! And obviously, like it's a memory, like he can't affect the past. So like the kid ends up dying, and then Mark's mom always blamed him for it. From what we're seeing, at least in the memory, it's like it's your fault. You're the one that killed him. Blah blah blah. And then he goes into his room. And then we see that he creates Steven as an alternate personality, so he can kind of disappear and like take it for what it is. You know what I mean? Like he gets the beatings and stuff, but like it's not him. It's Steven, right? Which is like, I don't know. It's super weird, but it's a cool concept. It's like almost like Split. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I think it's James McAvoy.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen.
Anyway, so like he's got like I think like 4 or 5 personalities or something like that.
Yeah, and we see it when the mom dies, and then he's outside like drinking, and then the dog goes like, "Come on in."
Dude.
and he just starts crying, and
Yeah.
bro, I was feeling that, and just one moment you see, oh, he's okay, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, that's the thing. To be like, he's like mid cry, like, you know, like you have to be able to turn it off just like that. And then 2 seconds later, he's like, oh shit, I forgot to call her. Hey mom, how's it going? Like, she's passed away. It's like, bro, what? That shit is nuts.
It's fucking crazy, you know.
Yo.
And like I say, I don't like what I'm saying of Moon Knight, but I think I'm being a bit too harsh.
Okay.
It's just that I had like so like higher expectations, but I mean it's good for what it is, and for what we knew about Moon Knight coming in. It's good. Like visual effects. I think Oscar Isaac was. It's
He's
like
great.
it's those casts, you know.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Iron Man, like Downey. It's the same thing. Like I don't see no one doing Moon Knight other than Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, now you can't, right? Since you've seen him in the show.
And so and that's the thing. Like we talked about it in the first episode. I started seeing Dune. You know, and you can see that like the difference in his acting.
Yeah.
Like you have Dune. He's a he's like
It's very like.
He's the leader. He knows like
Yeah.
you know, and I have the scene. One of the first scenes that we see him where they're in the cemetery with Timothy Chalamet, and he talks to him like, oh, like I wanted to be a pilot. Like you see that kind of character, and then you come here, you see him play
yeah, it's a different spectrum of acting.
It's amazing, and also like, I mean, Ethan Hawke is amazing as
he is so good, especially in episode 5 when we see him as like the shrink or like the therapist.
Bro.
Unreal. I was like, holy fuck, he's playing it so well, super well.
Talking about that, there's a scene, you know, there's he's talking to Steven. There's a scene where you see Oscar Isaac with like
broken nose.
I think that's Jake Lockley.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because he's not the same.
Yeah, he's a little like more, he's like deranged almost. And that's the thing, when it switches back to Steven, he's fine. And when you switch back to Mark, he's fine as well. Exactly. He doesn't have that cut on his nose anymore. So and like then, maybe that was our first look almost.
And then also the moment where like, I don't know, like Ethan Hawke calls someone like on the chair, he pushes a button because I don't know, Oscar Isaac is like almost ready to kill him. I think that too is Jake Lockley.
With when he's holding like a pyramid thing, right? Yeah.
And we saw like a sarcophagus in one of the
like, okay, so you think that's Jake Lockley as well?
I'm 100%. Like I've seen so many videos about it's him. But yeah, I think it's him. How like he's there, I don't know, because like you said, like Mark created Steven, but I think he is somewhere in that like in that subconscious part of them.
Okay. So question for you. So going into episode 6, what do you want to see like more of? Like, what do you I don't want to say what are you expecting, but like, what do you want to see more of? I guess you could say. I don't know how to word that properly. Like, you know, more of Oscar Isaac. Do you want to see more of Layla? More of like Moon Knight himself? Like when it comes to like.
I think I want to see a bit more of Moon Knight. When it comes to fighting, maybe a bit more. We've seen so far a good amount, but we've seen more of Moon Knight with Khonshu, with Layla, and
it's a lot more like story wise compared to fighting.
I would like to see that. The other thing I had in mind, that's the thing also, and we've talked about it, is that they have one episode left, and the story's like.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do, you know.
You know, we don't. There's so many things to do, so I don't know what I'm expecting. I'm just expecting them to like not rush what they have, like close it good. If you guys like close, if they can close it to make a second season, would be amazing. Like, I'm all for it, but I don't want them rushing like they did in, I'll say, Captain and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know.
Yeah, they definitely rushed the ending of that. So yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's what I want to. A bit more of Moon Knight, either the suit guy or the suit
The
guy.
Yeah, so suit guy or hood guy, that's what we're going with.
Exactly. Fighting also. Um, and yeah, like I just want them to like close it well.
Okay.
Because we've seen pretty much everything, like emotions, the
Hmm.
duality, like and everything. And yeah, well, pretty much. How about you?
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more, because like you said before, there's been a lot of storytelling and a lot of like building up. I get it. Like it's the first season, if they're gonna do a second, um, of the show. It's the first season of the show, so they're building it up to, you know, give us a bit more groundwork. Okay, so this is who this is. Yeah. So this is the villain. This is Oscar Isaac playing fucking two, maybe three different characters. Um, we get a bit more information on Layla, like his
Background.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, I get that we haven't seen so much of Moon Knight, um, which is okay. Like we've seen bits and pieces here. I think we've seen the most amount of fighting in episode 3 so far, when they're like, um, where the hell are they?
They're looking
They're
for
like,
the tomb.
yeah, they're with the guy with the horse there.
Yeah.
They're like fighting people on horses, and like that's the
Yeah.
most amount we've seen of it. He like jumps in the air at one point with like the moon in the background, and it looked fucking awesome.
Awesome.
I'm gonna give it that. But I definitely want to see more like combat. Because if you think Marvel, you're always thinking like big like final fight scene kind of thing. So I'm expecting that from the last one. But again, we'll see. I'd love to see a little bit more character development on the side of Layla. Because they've touched on her quite a bit, but like I don't know where it's gonna go for her. I think Ethan Hawke is a sick character. He's been doing great, because he's not like just evil. He's like, it's like almost sadistic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he's got a purpose. Like he's like, okay, I want to get rid of like the bad people before they commit,
Everything they're gonna do.
like bad things. Which I understand, like it's wrong, but I get it. You know what I mean? It's like, how can I judge you before you've done
Before.
anything?
Yeah, if he says like, "Are you gonna judge a baby for something he's gonna do in 50 years?"
Yeah.
Then you're gonna. Yeah, no,
Um,
for sure, for sure.
but yeah, so I think in the last episode, and like maybe in the next season, see a little bit more combat. I don't know where they're gonna go with the next season, depending on how they finish it off. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe we never know. Maybe not finishing like maybe finishing the whole Moon Knight and then introducing it to the Marvel universe, cinematic Marvel universe,
Yeah,
and see him like team up with Punisher or Daredevil, or like we've
I can
talked
see
about it.
Daredevil for
Yeah,
sure, like
even
almost an anti-hero, but like I love the fact that he kills, and he's like
he
he's brutal
doesn't
with it. You know what I mean?
he doesn't have a problem. Like
Yeah,
he'll just like do
yeah.
it. But yeah, for a series that we didn't know anything about it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna wanna be one of the best. Like it's sad to say it, but like right now it's Loki, by Moon Knight,
Hmm.
WandaVision, and then you have like you end
Falcon.
with Falcon, Hawkeye, and we see. I don't know if we talked about it in the last episode, but was it out last episode? We saw
Which
Miss Marvel. There was like
I
a
don't think the trailer
trailer.
was out yet. No,
No, and then
that
we
doesn't
saw
look good
the
at all,
the
in my opinion.
Thor and Thunder.
That doesn't look good either, in my opinion. I don't know. It just looks like, I think the way that you felt about Ragnarok might be the way I'm gonna feel about this movie.
Yes,
Um,
and
I don't know, but like, okay, so on the basis of like which show is the best so far, I agree 100% with the list you got. So I go Loki, Moon Knight, WandaVision. I just wish the ending of WandaVision was better. It's like, oh, it's all over. It's nothing ever happened. I was like, okay, whatever. Anyway, in my opinion, I just thought it was like, okay, let's just throw this away. So Loki, Moon Knight, WandaVision, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, solely for Bucky. In my opinion, I love Bucky in that show. And then
okay.
Hawkeye, and then what else? Is that it? I think I'm missing something else.
Well, we're missing something else.
You said it before. Fuck.
Loki, WandaVision. We're missing something.
Hold on.
Oh shit. This meeting
What
will
is?
end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now to remove. Damn, Zoom is getting all political in us.
Fuckers.
No, it was Hawkeye, Moon Knight, WandaVision. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, no, I had it. Okay.
No.
Anyway, I feel like a long pause there. Anyway,
Yeah, I was like,
so I put them definitely in that order. And what were you saying after?
Thor and Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Start with Miss Marvel. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Start with Miss Marvel.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, just based off the trailer, because I mean we have nothing else to go off of. I have no issue with like the casting and stuff. She seems a little too young. But other than that, like, look, I have whatever, it is what it is. But I just find her powers, it's like fucking Green Lantern. It's identical to Green Lantern. Like, she goes to punch and like her arm gets bigger, but it's not her like elastic, like that we've normally seen in the comics and stuff. It's super, like, I don't know. It's like,
did you play the Avengers game?
No, but I've seen gameplay. Yeah, no. But I've seen gameplay, so like I thought it would look more like that, but I prefer the character model of the video game compared to
what we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have the biggest upset, I think.
Yeah,
Thor and
the trailer just doesn't look good. I don't know. It just doesn't hit. It's just the only thing that like kind of excites me from that is like, it's not even like him in particular. It's like Russell Crowe as Zeus, but it's not the fact that I want to see him as Zeus. It's the fact that I want to see the other gods.
If they show the other gods.
Exactly. It's the same thing that I was saying going into Moon Knight. I wanted to see, because that's the thing, we saw Khonshu, and then sure enough, I mentioned in the last episode, okay, I want to see the other gods, and then we got to see Osiris. Fuck, why can I only remember Osiris? That's the only one I can remember right now.
I don't know.
We're gonna end up seeing
Ahmed for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And like, that's the thing. I find the character model of Khonshu was super good. So like, I hope we get to see that in Thor. That's the one thing that I'm like pretty hyped for. And honestly, I don't care about
Zeus. Yeah. And even Natalie Portman looks bad.
Yeah, what the like? She looks good. Like, she looks beef. You know what I mean? She looks like she's like put on some muscle.
It doesn't look like fucking, like, if you see a picture of what's her name, Mighty Natalie Thor. Portman? No, the character of her, it's Mighty Thor. If you see a picture of that, you're gonna be like, and then you see Natalie Portman, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's nothing compared to that, you know. And then I feel like with the Guardians of the, I hope the Guardians of the Galaxy aren't in the movie like as much as I think they are gonna be.
Okay.
If they are, I hope they're not like taking funny side from like the Ragnarok, you know.
I think that's what it's gonna be, though. Just like, looking at it, I don't know why.
Like, I hate it, and also
like when he's working out and shit, like he's doing it just doesn't look good. I was like, oh.
And then also, bro, like when I like, and we're gonna wrap this up because they're gonna kick us from the reunion. But when I tell you Thor, what's the first thing that you think of from the comics when I tell you Thor?
The hammer, I guess.
Okay, and quality wise, like,
oh, like
his and his
okay, yeah, he's like beef,
bro. Like, the scene where he's like, I'm now in peace, I don't need to be a superhero. Shut
fuck off.
The fuck up.
Yeah, like, you're ruining your whole fucking persona.
Bro, like, even though, like, I don't know, I that's one of the movies I think that Marvel's gonna drop the bag.
Yeah, I think so too. It doesn't look great, but yeah, like, big plot hole. What the fuck are they gonna do about that hammer? How the hell are they gonna get that hammer back,
bro? Like, with glue, or I don't know.
Like, that's that's the thing. Like, we see Captain America bring it back into the like at the end of Endgame. So I was like, oh, it's like maybe like he'll bring it back or something, but like it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. but I mean, let's see and let's wait and see. Then again, we're way too hard sometimes with movies, but
yeah,
the
I don't
trailer.
know. Yeah,
The good thing is I didn't show Christian Bale.
yeah, as a Gore the God Killer.
The God Killer, yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw an
Figurine.
a figurine first, and then a post on Instagram that said that he has been slaying gods since way before everything. So you see,
Okay.
do you remember
It's
Nowhere?
Gore the God Butcher. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Do you remember Nowhere? The
Yeah.
floating head? That's him.
Shut
Killed
up.
that celestial. Yeah.
How? Oh, okay. Christian Bale's giving me faith. So.
Yeah. Exactly. But guys, I think that it's a good place to wrap it up. So yeah, guys, I mean, check Moon Knight. Next week we're gonna drop the episode about the finale. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Doctor Strange is coming soon. We're gonna try and make a video around that time. If
yeah, about a week after, depending on how you do it, because
yeah,
Diego's getting his wisdom teeth out.
my fourth wisdom teeth out, so I'm gonna be pretty like I'm trying to make it for the movie. Don't get spoiled, guys, because fuck spoilers.
Ruins it.
But yeah, like we'll see you soon, and yeah, thank you for the support and everything. Or peace.
Take care.